Hello everyone, Chinese New Year was just around the corner. It's just the month of February. We are still celebrating, and Lily Mei, the mayor of Fremont from past 6 years, is all still dressed up in the lucky red color, and she is running for the state senate. Welcome to Yo India TV with me, Jasleen Khanuja, and it's a beautiful weather, and your city Fremont is also sprouting in the spring season. The flowers are all around. How's your feeling?
My feeling is that I'm so excited to be able to continue serving our community, and I'm so delighted to again talk to the viewers of Yo India TV, and better yet, to be here with Jasleen on such a beautiful day to share about some of the wonderful things that are happening in our city.
One of the things that really inspired me growing up is having my mom, even though she was an immigrant to the country, it was wonderful that she, even unfamiliar with the educational system, really wanted to be part of my life, and it made me feel very important. And so all the times that she spent volunteering in the schools and in classroom parties, even with the language and cultural barrier, showed me the importance of how it is so valuable to have parents in the schools.
So, Lily, you have earned a lot of appreciation in the past 6 years as a mayor, and even before that, I think you are serving on the council since 2014.
Yes.
And with your background as a techie in the product, in the sales, you have been doing a phenomenal job. No stone is left unturned, I would say, and people are all appreciating. I see you in every other event, so you're very supportive of the community as well. What do you think are your major accomplishments?
I think some of the major accomplishments that we've had in the past couple years is to be able to keep our balanced budget and keep our community safe. But more importantly, some of the things that we share in helping with the happiest city 3 out of 5 years in the United States really depend on the people. And we are so grateful that we have an incredible diversity of community, from celebrating the Festival of India to having the opportunity to be able to share the culture and heritage that makes our community so special. Has been just a delight. We have so many opportunities to talk about interfaith, to talk about how we come together. And during this pandemic, we have been critical not just to our region, but to the United States as a whole, because we have over 900 manufacturers, manufacturing from small companies, like some people may know a small one here, that's called Tesla. So not only are the cars supercharged, so are the people, but we manufacture biomedical products, such as COVID test kits, and things like clean technology and advanced manufacturing. Those are all the pieces, but because of our incredible educational experiences, and I'm delighted to serve as a school board member and also as the past president for the Asian School Board Members Association for California, as well as a representative and lead in terms of municipal elected officials in the United States for National League of Cities. I'm so glad that we have this ecosystem that allows us to foster and support educational opportunities, the diversity of cultures and heritages, and have that innovation spirit that really creates the force that we are fortunate to have.
Manufacturing Day for us, it's been a good experience. We like to see the young people come in. A lot of them haven't been exposed to manufacturing.
We've been very happy here in Fremont. We really like the city's vision, and Fremont has a great mix of manufacturing, high-tech, software. It's thriving.
And grown within Fremont. So when we first opened our doors with the first 5 or 7 people, the first roof on our heads was in Fremont. And today we have an 85,000 square foot facility, 350 employees. So our journey has always been in Fremont.
That's wonderful. And talk a little more about your role as a Alameda County Transportation Commissioner. We have seen a lot of accomplishments on that side, especially when you were there on the Warm Springs BART a few days back. So give some insights to the viewers. What's going on the transportation front?
So on transportation, many of you remember a couple years ago we opened up the Fremont BART station. And at that time when I talked to KQED, they said your BART goes to an empty field. But actually it was a field of opportunities and allowed us to build housing, a brand new elementary school, a brand new park, a brand new bike pedestrian bridge that connects the community from the manufacturers, the people that live there, to transit-oriented development and the access that's so critical for people to thrive. This past year, we have seen things like a brand new senior age-well center, a brand new downtown event center, and the first campground in the entire Bay Area, situated between Don Edwards Wildlife Refuge and our East Coyote Hills, East Bay Regional Parks. We also opened up, as I mentioned, by the school. It is our 63rd park for our community. And that's important right now when you have been stuck inside and we've been wanting to come out and we're talking about the beautiful weather. There is no better way to get to know your neighborhood and the community than to get out and have the chance to walk and recreate. So we want to be a city where you can live, work, play, and be able to worship together in harmony. And that's why things like our Interfaith Harmony Day, which we just celebrated, which unites the respect and love across our communities, is what's going to really help us as we build back and we work on building things together.
We have gotten together to support one of the persons who is very, very dear to us, close to us, and very important, not only just our community, but not only just for our city, our district, our state, but the whole United States of America. Truthfulness, peace-loving, non-violence, pluralistic, respectful of all the religions, and we are the only one who think every religion is respectful, and we are totally beyond it. Our philosophy, our ideology is just the way of living, the way we live, so that the Loka Samasta Sukhna Bhavantu, that the whole world, each one person over here, in this world is important. And we want them to be prosperous, we want them to be happy, safe, sound, and of course, even better than us. I mean, that is the philosophy which we believe in. And now, we want to make sure that in public service, in political arena as well, all those values should be going so that we can empower the democracy. We are endorsing Lily Mei officially by all, not just our PAC, many other PACs, organizations, as individuals. Like I said, we have to go by the state laws, but there are many other ways we can support our candidates.
Yeah, and I also remember the proclamation for the Hindu Heritage Month in October that was issued by you at the Fremont Hindu Temple. So you are there at the temple. I have seen you at the Gurdwara. I have seen you with the police officials also supporting various communities. You were there when the BLM movement was there. So you were everywhere. Talk a little about the diversity of the Fremont and how you are going to take the same level of diverse support to the state of California. Where is California lacking? When I see you growing to the level of state senator, how you're taking and elevating this experience at the state level.
Well, I think some of the things we talk about is having representation, and that's why I'm privileged to be the first woman and minority mayor in our city's history. But not just for yourself, it's also how do we elevate and create a pipeline that continues the success for others. And so I'm so proud that during my tenure on the council, we have seen the first time ever majority Asian council. I'm delighted to have Vice Mayor Raj Salwan, who's also joined me on the council and leading and taking charge, especially on the transportation and 680, as he represents District 5. And then also we also had the first time majority women. We have had so many different opportunities to bring the culture and heritage together, and that's what we're going to continue to work on. Right now in the state senate, for a city is one thing to have representation, but as a state as diverse and as progressive as we've been, it's hard to imagine that I will be the only woman in the state senate, the only Asian woman. And oftentimes when I go to the National League of Cities or U.S. Conference of Mayors, we have had a shortage of representation. But that only happens if we create pipelines which is why we partner with so many different groups to ensure that we have people participating, whether it's on our commissions, whether it's in programs with the Indian Community Center or a PAPA or different groups, civic organizations, so that people aren't just being talked about, but we are at the table to ensure that our voices are being heard. And that's something that's going to really shape and be critical in this moment of Asian hate and other challenges that we faced. Yesterday was a moment that we paused also for a day of remembrance, because 80 years ago, during some of the worst times in our history, we put Japanese in internment camps, and this has not been the only time where we have had lack of representation for Asians, whether it's the Indian, the Sikh, the Hindu population. And we want to make sure that we are not forgotten, whether it's in education, in worship, and out in the community. And I'm delighted to see that just the other day we were talking about our new Age Well Center, and one of the classes that's being presented is a yoga class that's being taught in English and also in Hindi. So that's ways that we can ensure that all of our community gets to participate. It's things like we have our senior peer counseling, and we have an Indian Senior Association that's there that meets regularly at our senior centers to ensure that we have the continuation of services and resources which are important for us too, especially whether it's a census, whether it's vaccination. So it's physical health, fiscal health, and mental health. And those are some of the classes we provide and support.
Talking about women empowerment, since you are a woman of minority, you're a woman of color, you are one of the first women to be in power in Fremont, and as you mentioned, your representation when you go to different levels, you find yourself the only woman. So how are you helping women?
So I think one of the ways to help women is to ensure the pipeline, to create classes. Like, for example, here in Ohlone, we have a lot of engineers, and I'm a little biased, my daughter's an engineer. But what we've seen over the years is that there is not a lot of representation. But how do we foster it? We have mother-daughter science days through American Association of University of Women. We have opportunities for mentoring in partnership with Ohlone College. We foster and support their SWE, the Society of Women Engineers. And in the past, with 42 Silicon Valley, we've done hackathons, we've done events supporting Girls Who Code, and also in terms of ways and opportunities, even within our schools, in sports, and encouraging that we have women represented on our commissions. And that's something that, you know, we hope to see when we popularize it and make it aware, certainly with Yo India TV, and with all of you, the viewers, that you can participate and help make this difference.
That's awesome. So talking about equitable housing and social housing, which is very much a new trend, you know, where is Fremont now and how do you see it for the state?
Well, what we're talking about, housing, we want to be able to provide different types of housing for our community. Just this past week, I helped to do the ribbon cutting for City Center Apartments, and it's affordable low-income housing. But what was important wasn't just that it was low-income housing, it's beautiful housing. It is LEED Platinum housing, and it also provides 60 units for seniors who need it, as well as, most importantly, addressing some of the most vulnerable, which are our veterans who have returned. And therefore 20 units were dedicated for veterans. So these are just opportunities. In addition to looking at active living, we are fortunate in our society to be one that supports different types of housing, whether it's market rate, but also we've built record numbers of low-income housing in terms of affordable for the community, and also transit-oriented and community-oriented housing, such as senior active living. But these are just some of the many things that we work on continuously with all of our communities, because we were blessed. Fremont, for those who don't know, were originally 5 towns that came together, and they have historical charm and business districts. And that's some of the things that we're trying to help foster and continue, whether it's Niles and some of the antique fairs and the Charlie Chaplin days that make it special, or here in Mission, that they're going to be celebrating the 225th anniversary of Mission San Jose. Each of these communities bring diversity, bring heritages, and bring opportunities for us to enrich the whole area and to provide that opportunity to connect the past with the future, especially when you look at some of the innovation that's happening right now. Here in Fremont, we also work with a lot of groups that you ask about supporting. We also support things like the Indian Charter Accountants. We also work on this American Society of Engineers who are from India. And those are things that we help foster to connect the past to the present and also create the pipeline for the future. So I hope this is just one of many conversations that we work on as we talk about building housing, building jobs, building the educational opportunities, and building the better future that we need together to ensure that our voices are being heard, especially in the Asian community, but for all of our members in the community, to ensure that we can build this together and better.
Awesome. So last but not the least, what is one major pressing issue that you think you will take up when you become a state senator?
Well, one of the most major pressing issues right now is health and safety. And I think about mental health because of the fact that we've been dealing with COVID and that's impacted our youth as well as our elders. I think about public safety in terms of also our vaccinations and COVID and how we've been rolling out the mandates. I also think about safety right now in terms of some of the vulnerable issues that have happened with crime in other areas, that we need to have better policies that represent our small businesses and, more importantly, our residents to ensure that they feel safe when they live, work, and worship here.
That's pretty awesome, and I truly appreciate all the enriching experience that the city is having because of a wonderful mayor like you, and we wish that you continue to serve for Fremont, for the state, and even at a better level going forward. We wish you all the very best and look forward to some nice accomplishments as we expect from you. Thank you so much, Mayor Lily Mei.
Well, I look forward to 2023 when I hope to be serving you as your next state senator in District 10 and to provide that connection and the resources and funding that our community deserves to be able to improve the lives of our community members here and also support our businesses and move forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Blessings to you. Namaste.